So I am using 6 avocados. That's the amount that comes in the Costco pack of avocados. Feel free to use more or less, just adjust the ingredients accordingly. Now right here, the most important thing when making guacamole is making sure your avocados are just right. That will make the biggest difference. As you saw before, the indent went in not so much. It was still pressing directly against the flesh. Here you notice there's air and bubbles. That means you're going to end up with something that looks a little bit like this. A little bit of browning. If you want to scoop it out, feel free, but not necessary. This is the ideal color of your avocados, a deep green around the edges to a light yellow on the inside. Grab your spoon, press it just so it's in between the flesh and the skin of the avocado. Be very gentle when scoring the edges, swirling around the bottom along where they meet. If you look here, I'm going to show the back of the avocado. It's very easy for you to accidentally put your spoon through the back of the skin if you're too rough with it. Here, you want to pinch the edge of the avocado skin as you're about to transfer it to the bowl. Transfer all of your avocados after removing the pits to the mixing bowl and begin to prepare the ingredients. Potato masher really is the best way to take care of this. You want to mash it a lot, but not so it's completely smooth unless that's your preference. I apologize I didn't get a video of me chopping or dicing the onion. Red onion is your best bet with guacamole. It's the most traditional choice, but feel free to use sweet if you want less strength in your onion flavor. I love the fire roasted rotel. It adds extra flavor, maybe even a little bit more spice. There's a little bit of liquid in the rotel, so you want to drain that before you add it to the mixing bowl. I love these Mezzetta, any other brand really, but jarred jalapenos. You're going to want to grab about 10 of those. Transfer it to your cutting board and chop them up. Next, add them to the bowl. You can add more or less depending on your spice preference. I love fresh garlic for this recipe, but pre-minced is just as well. It's a little bit less work, but less flavor overall. Fresh ingredients are always number one. If you have a mincer, definitely use that. Otherwise, you could chop it yourself. I prefer to go a little bit heavy with the salt on this recipe because sometimes you lose that flavor quite easily. Add your black pepper, fresh ground or pre-ground is fine. Chop up some cilantro, very small bit, maybe a teaspoon or so. Add it all to the bowl, squeeze a full lime for the juice, and gently fold and mix until it looks like this. I highly recommend this container. It keeps it airtight and will stay fresh for weeks if treated properly. The most important thing to know about this recipe is the ripeness of the avocados, as I mentioned earlier. As they ripen on the counter, because sometimes they're not all going to ripen at the same time, you can put them in the refrigerator, and you should put them in the refrigerator as they're ripe until you're ready to open them up and make this guacamole. Everybody complains about how the avocado's not ready and then it's ready and it's too late. If you put them in the refrigerator when they're ripe and pull them out, as long as it's before 5 days or a week or even longer than that, they should be perfect and ready to make this guacamole when you are.